We're gonna have a Kickturn party tonight.
Welcome back to Kickturn Party. We were just rolling down memory road again.
We got more Rhett in the studio.
We got more Rhett in the studio talking about. So Rhett used to make kids do tricks to get more skate time,
or tell stories, or do lines from a movie.
And so you were talking about Conan.
Yeah.
Conan the Barbarian.
And we would make he would make them do what is best in life.
Yeah.
Conan's first line, 30 minutes into the movie, which is to crush our enemies, see them driven before you, hear the lamentations of the women.
That's right.
Kid runs out of skate time. His mom's an hour away from picking him up. So, hey, you can't stay in here. You got to go out in the parking lot. Well, what can I do to stay? Well, you have to say this.
You got to do the Conan line.
Right. And then they would try it and they would get it wrong. So, no, do it again. What is best in life? And they'd be like, to chase your enemies and make the women cry. No, you got to do it again.
Have you never seen Conan?
So they would.
Don't you know what lamentation means?
Right. So lamentation. Say it. Come on, do it. So they would find.
And I would
right.
sit there.
And now he works with disturbed children. So there you have it. It's too bad we didn't have more video. Everybody,
it's a good thing that we did. All we had was big ass VHS.
Yeah, we would probably be all in jail by now. Yeah. So, so that was just another little spliff down memory lane. Spliff, is that a spliff?
Wait, no, that's what Bob Marley.
Blurb,
worship
bliff. I think I don't know. So we brought some skateboards in tonight.
So now we're gonna do a segment of skateboards. So Jay, I'm gonna let you talk about this beauty, where it came from, how you got it, and what it is.
So this is a roller derby classic, roller derby number 50,
and it's full original.
And this is
brand new.
Brand new. Some guy found it in a store that had been closed up for like 50 years.
Well,
and
50.
Well, no, this is from 1974.
Oh wow!
This board came out in 1974.
And how many were in the box that he pulled it out?
He had 6 in the box. He pulled them out. I mean, look at this. The wheels still have sheen on them. They've never touched the pavement or anything else.
Never been ridden. It came straight out of the box.
Yeah, straight out of the box. This is like brand new. This is what they got when they ordered them to a store in the 70s.
And it's ply maple, but it's riveted trucks. There's no taking those off.
Riveted trucks. There ain't nothing coming off here. And extremely thin wood. I mean, I wrote, this was one of my very first skateboards when I was growing up. And I wouldn't stand on this now because I'd probably break it. But back then, I rode it all over the place because I only weighed like 70 pounds.
These are early urethane wheels, loose ball bearings.
These were the roller derbies just before this had clay wheels. So this is no grip tape, no nothing. So this I was really happy to get this board. I paid a pretty penny for it, but it's pristine.
Really, by all joking aside, you didn't pay much for that thing for what it is.
Yeah.
That it's an original that came out of a freaking box that had been in storage for nearly 50 years.
Right. I mean, so we're going to go from this, which is the beginning of skateboarding, with loose ball bearings and small, skinny trucks and barely enough wood there to hold someone
sidewalk surfing,
to like one of the most high-tech boards you can possibly get now. Rhett is a proficient proponent.
He's a pusher.
He's a pusher. He's a pusher man.
So Rhett gets distance skating.
Yeah, long distance. So Rhett gets out on the green.
LDS, right?
And
long distance skating. LDS.
Your average run is 20 miles.
Yeah, 22 miles at about 13 miles an hour.
I hardly drive that far.
So how long does it take you to do that?
About an hour and 15 minutes,
hour
and a half, something
and
like
it's a pretty good circuit. Like, I don't know, I'm from the town, and when he tells me the route that he does, it's very impressive to me because I don't even know if I could pedal a bicycle that far. And so tell us a little bit about this board.
So let's start with the wheels. So these are pretty big. How big are they, and what's the durometer?
85 millimeter speed vent wheels, and the durometer is.
Put it back on. Oh, look! You can see right through them too. They're invisible wheels. That's what makes them so fast.
And the durometer is about 80A, and then on the back end we have a different durometer which is 78A.
And why is that? Just for grip and tracking?
For grip and traction, because the whole way this deck is designed, it's the core, the deck of it is 7-ply maple with a layer of carbon fiber top and bottom, so you get some flex there, but it's also very damped. Once you get up to speed at about 14 or 15 miles an hour, you can actually cause the deck to oscillate or something like that.
Oh, if you're pumping real hard, it'll bounce and move. Yeah,
science thing. And so then the rear, you don't have a truck here. This is a.
It's literally an axle.
Right. And this is made with.
So that doesn't move at all. It doesn't steer.
There's no bushings.
Right.
There's
all the steering's up here, and this is just
This
stable.
is basically 0 degrees. This is made out of aerospace material. It's called a torsion tail, and you've got some bushings right here. Once you get up to speed and get the deck to move, this actually uses torsion, which is some kind of scientific term.
Oh, it's because your board's bending like that, and that's the front's doing this and the back's doing that, and they follow each other, kind of like an 18-wheeler.
Right. So all your steering is from the front, and this is coming from someone who grew up buying $30 independent trucks. It's a big jump to make to here. This is a precision truck. It's made by a company called Don't Trip. This costs about $150, but it's completely machined, has high performance
machined out of like billet aluminum. Huh?
Yes.
Wow.
So, right here in the hanger, you have a spherical bearing, and also here in the pivot, there's a spherical bearing.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Within the hanger, there's a bearing so that it when it turns, it moves a lot freer or a lot more precise.
So what's with this? You've got see these nylon spacers.
Yeah, flip that over. Flip that over.
This has a
So
bracket.
yeah, I was wondering about this. It looks like, is that you pinch it, or I don't know.
This is a foot stop to keep my foot from
Right.
going and getting foot bite on your wheels. This is a 45-degree truck with a 13-degree bracket, which gives you a 57-degree front truck. The degrees of the front truck are kind of like a gear shift. The higher it is, the faster it performs better at a higher speed. And with the spherical bearings, with the precision urethane in here, it works super tightly. And compared to a normal longboard truck, like a Randall or even a
Paris or something like that. Yeah, right.
Or a Bennett slalom truck. Once you've ridden this and then you go back to riding regular cast trucks, it's like, the difference between, a
Honda and a Ferrari.
Yeah, or it's
So
a
you
skateboard
obviously
truck
got
version.
really into this, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
So-
versed on it.
Yeah.
So what's your distance? What's the furthest you've gone?
and-
I remember seeing you over when me and JD saw you over at the bike swap meet, and you were literally shaking because you had gone so much.
Yeah, I was 37 miles into a spontaneous 50-mile attempt.
Jeez.
And that was the furthest I went that day. I quit not long after that.
Yeah.
So, I know you and Lance and JD are doing the 2 kilometers out, 2 kilometers back, the personal best timed race. So what's your best time?
The 2K, I got a little bit over 5. The next challenge was a 20-minute. How far can you go? I got almost 8 kilometers. So in that they like to do in kilometers because this is kind of a Euro trash kind of pursuit here. And the most recent one that we did was a 5K. That I wanted to get under 12 and a half, which I just barely did. Lance beat me by a few seconds, and we beat up JD trying to get him under
Lance
that as well
still
today.
beat you, and God, how did that happen?
Have you seen his calves? So, he's got that short.
Well, you see,
speed.
that's because Lance likes to take people out and like ruin them. He'll take them out on a run and say, "Drop this hill with me," and then everybody dies, and he goes, well, "Why couldn't you do it?" Because that's just the way he rolls.
But yeah, this really is something that kept me into skateboarding. Once we got the pump track, and of course we've had the park for a long time, and being 50 years old, over 50 now, I just can't bounce back anymore. So this keeps me rolling.
Exactly.
I've lost 30 pounds since I've started doing it. So
That's killer.
As long as I can be on a skateboard, I don't really care what it looks like.
I got one more question that you failed to address. What kind of bearings you run in that thing? That's important. I'm big into bearings.
These
now.
are G-Bomb ceramic precision bearings. They cost about $60 a set, and you got to take real good care of them.
Yeah. I was laughing about Brasky was hassling me about my old bearings that used to be so loud back in the day. I would pop the seals off both sides of the bearings, spray all the grease out of them, and put powdered graphite in there. And they would spin and spin and spin and were so fast, but you had to blow them out after every session. You had to really take a lot of care of them. So that all being said, that's awesome, Rhett. You know, it's kind of kooky, but it's awesome. But no, I mean, it's whatever gets you on a skateboard. I mean, one of the big things right now that's been on Neil Blender's Instagram is what they call the tiny truck thing. Lots of people are building sidewalk surfing. People are building lots of small boards with skinny trucks. I just built one, and it's been fun at the skate park.
Oh man, I rode it in the parking lot at the skate park the other day, and I mean it turns on a dime. You can literally sit and spin in a 7-foot radius.
But
it's super sketch.
Yeah, well, you know, this is what I grew up on, was that really small truck radius. So it's a little bit different thing. But let's take another little thing. Speaking of offshoots,
this episode's all over the fucking place.
and craziness. Look at this here. So here you go. We've got beginning, we've got high tech, and then we've got the stupid crap in between.
Yeah. TricStix, baby.
TricStix.
And I'm sure some of you old timers totally remember TricStix.
Yeah.
You mounted it to your front truck right here on the top.
Yeah.
And it had a scooter pole that was a little bent, and it had a quick release pin. You could pop it on and off.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jay, your host Jcab here, was sponsored.
I was sponsored by them for a hot minute.
And they actually had a pro that could do like 360s.
He used Disaster Dan. He was out of hand. He used to do big crazy tricks on this trick stick. It was kind of ridiculous stuff. We did a couple of demos. I was sponsored. It was also part of Dr. Bone Savers, which was
the cheap pads.
That were kind of rip off.
Rectors, yeah.
So I got free pads and I got a few free trips out of it. So the thing was, I had to go and make a fool of myself every now and then and do a demo riding a scooter, kind of. I didn't last too long. Trey was pretty good at it.
Yeah, no, and Trey took it to an artistic level.
He
made cool. He had the double trick stick.
Yeah, the double trick stick. Yeah. He invented the most famous trick stick, up the butt trick stick.
Yep.
Yeah, which I'll have to bring a picture of sometime. But it was awesome.
It's a trick that you had to have a trick stick to do.
Yeah, exactly. Essentially, riding a scooter backwards, upside down, with your butt on the
just like
handle.
the ad says, wild stunts. Daring tricks.
Exactly, and it was
wild and daring.
So there you have it. You know, skateboarding's in the Olympics now. People are seeing people slide down handrails and riding bowls and stuff. We're covering all aspects here. We're covering the beginnings. We're covering the latest, hottest stuff,
and all the coolest stuff,
and all the kook ass shit in between. So we're here, and here we right now here live for you guys. Zoom in on that, producer.
So send us your crazy stories of the beginning, the middle, the current day, what you think about the Olympics, what you think about Rhett's
and
crazy
we'll send you
what you think about sidewalk skate. We will send you stickers.
We'll
Just
send
ask our
you
friend
stickers.
Shreddy Mercury. We sent him a care
That's
package.
right, Shreddy. He knows what's up.
He hit us up and we delivered. So
that's right.
Hit us up and we'll deliver. But you got to give us something. You got to ask a stupid question. You got to send us an email. You got to tell us that we suck. You got to do something. But we'll send you stickers.
That's right. We'll send you stickers. So thanks again for coming by Kickturn Party. Thanks, Rhett, for coming by and telling us some great stories
We'll
from
definitely
Skate
have
Hut.
to have you back.
We'll have to have you back.
Excellent fill-in for JD. He'll be back sometime.
We'll have JD again on here soon. Thanks, everybody, for coming by. This is Kickturn Party.
See you guys.
We're out.
Everybody's gonna hang out here tonight. All right. We'll pass out in the flat. All right. Tonight. We got nothing better to do than to take 6 runs, drink a dozen brews.